Hey friends, Tom and Sarah Wylie here from Heirlooms Evermore Seed Company and also the Handy Homesteader. We are thrilled to have our friend from North Idaho visiting, Esther Monroe from Esther's Eden.
Hey you guys, I have been to Tennessee, I've been to Alabama. I didn't get any footage because I just was soaking up every second in Alabama because I was only there for a day, and now I am in Missouri and I'm only here for a day, but I am going to get lots of footage because it's a nice quiet farm and it's making me miss mine, so I thought I'd bring you along here. You know my kitchen garden, you guys, where I always hang out? This is what I'm going for. A hedge, a real hedge. One day with I don't know how many more years of growth it will look like this, but for now I'm just gonna enjoy theirs. Hey you guys, we are in Missouri and I am so excited that I get to be here with Tom and Sarah of Heirlooms Evermore Seed Company, and I'm just gonna let them tell you a little bit about what they do and how it's gonna help you guys in your cold climate gardens.
So Sarah and I took over the company from a friend. She started it in 2006 as a source of affordable heirloom, non-GMO, open-pollinated seeds, and specifically a simple selection, so it was easy to choose what seeds to purchase, most of which are also proven to grow especially well in northern climates, so short season microclimates, being able to actually get your season worth of vegetables or whatever you're growing in those places that have a short season. So we took it over from Farrah McGuire, and it was basically, the company was, she had done it for so many years and was moving on to another chapter of life, and didn't have the energy to keep it going, so it was just slowly kind of shutting it down. And so she just gave us the opportunity to take it over, and if we wanted to breathe new life into it and make it keep going. We thought it was a shame to just let something so good die. She'd been selling through, she was the primary heirloom seed provider for Azure Standard Co-op for all those years, and many loyal customers through Azure that bought year after year after year their seeds through Heirlooms Evermore. And so we just thought it was such a shame just to let it go, so we picked it up. We didn't have much of a gardening background. We grew up kind of both in the country or semi-country, Sarah in the Philippines, myself in the Northwest, in Washington, and then later we moved into Idaho. So we didn't really have much gardening background, but we were decent in running businesses and just picking up things that were falling down and propping them back up again and making them live a new life. So in 2018, we decided to take on the challenge and start it back up again.
One of the big things that I loved about the company that Farah had was that it was a family-run company. And that was one thing we've always talked about since we got married, was wanting to have a family-run company. And so this is one of the areas, and we've always been interested in homesteading, but having that family-run. And we have 3 little kids that as they get older, and even now they love helping out with stuff. And so being able to do that was really important to us. As a mom, wanting to be able to help, stay-at-home mom, wanting to be able to help bring income into the family, being able to do that was really important. And so being able to help other moms who wanted to be stay-at-home moms be able to do that was a big thing that we really liked about the company.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we've really loved and appreciated about it is it has been a way for us to make income, but also those other families that are helping us in the seed company, mostly in packing the seeds and then sending all those packed seed packs to Azure for distribution, and then to us so we do all the direct mailing for our website orders. That's what we handle. And it really has been a blessing. It's been amazing to see how God has brought our families together, and then used this thing to provide for all of us and to really help us out through some really interesting times.
And your seeds are packaged in North Idaho, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Which that's really exciting. I think it's great to have small business that can have good connections all over the place. I think that's wonderful. And while these guys may not know a whole lot about gardening, I have gardened using a ton of the varieties that they offer for so many years, like all of the years I've been gardening. Blue Lake bush beans they offer, and those are one of my favorites. They are super productive, and I've been growing those. And the bull's blood, the beets, those are so good. They have great flavor, and the color on them is just so fun. It's a great color. Even though you don't know a ton, you're still offering amazing varieties, and it's a good, and what's really cool is that they don't just do well where it's cold. These varieties also will grow great here in Missouri at like cold season, times and stuff, so you can plant them later and get a good harvest off of the same varieties that we can grow in North Idaho. I think that's really awesome.
And we're able to get 2, which is cool down here.
Exactly,
We were surprised and shocked of.
Harvest.
That's a lot,
which is so awesome.
Because we were in a microclimate that wouldn't grow corn.
Yes.
Up in Idaho, it wouldn't grow tomatoes. And we ended up putting up a high tunnel, essentially, to grow some tomatoes and some peppers. And we got some, and then that freeze hit in August. That just killed
those snow fun. So where do you guys see like the future of the seed company? What's kind of your vision for the future going forward here?
We've always wanted to continue the vision that started Heirlooms Evermore, which was providing affordable heirloom seeds. But we've really honed in on making it always a simple selection, so you're not overwhelmed by having to choose between so many varieties of carrots. Right now we have one variety of carrot that does really well, which there's so many people new to gardening these days. It's really simple for them to just go to our website, see what we have, and just choose their favorites of what they see there. I've talked to so many people who were in tears because they were so overwhelmed by having to choose from such a big offering at other companies. And so we've really honed in on keeping it simple. We're probably gonna start bringing in other varieties that do really well in warmer climates like we're in now, but we still very much have a heart for North Idaho, northern climates. That's where we ended up moving into Idaho, and we're there for several years, and it's a challenge trying to, as you well know, trying to grow something and deal with surprise frosts and deal with not as much moisture and just all the challenges of growing in a short season where so many of the things you have to think way ahead and start it way ahead of time so that when that little window opens up, you are ready. and you can make the most of it.
Yeah.
And so one of our big desires from the very beginning when we took it over in 2018 was education and teaching people, okay, how do I actually make the most of this short season that I have? How do I make that happen? And what would be the best varieties for the exact location I'm in and the little microclimate that I'm in, what would be my best bet for starting out? But that's been something that we haven't been able to address much in our company previously, is because we were pretty much beginner gardeners ourselves. And we moved a lot too. So we got a doozy of a fixer-upper down in St. Mary's area, and then we're there for 4 years, putting tons and tons of hours and blood, sweat, and tears into fixing that place up and making it livable. There were some gardens that had been established in the past, but they were really neglected and just overgrown and just hadn't had attention for a while. And so a lot of effort, we put a lot of effort into building really good soil and reviving things again and again and again, and then we would move. As soon as stuff was really ready to plant in, we pretty much had one good gardening season at that place, and then it got wiped out with a surprise frost in mid-August, and so most of it died. And then we moved the next year, right? So much of our time has gone into just setting stuff up to be able to grow. Because of all that, we haven't been able to offer much education stuff because we just haven't been there and haven't had that experience. So we're so super excited about Esther's experience and how long you've been doing it in the exact climate that we want to help people in. And so we're really excited about how Esther can bring you along on the journey of how to start things ahead of time enough, and how to plan for what varieties to choose, and how to protect them from frost and from all the temperature variations, and how to deal with low moisture. So we're really excited about now being able to point you all to Esther's channel to learn the how-to stuff for how to use our seeds. That's a big exciting thing that we have now going forward, is we want to keep providing the seeds. We'll be bringing you along on our journey as much as we can, and like we're still just getting set up on this new property, but we're really excited to follow the varieties now, and the seeds that you've gotten from us, to follow those along in your garden, and to still be able to help people in those northern climates very specifically.
And I'm excited because I've been, like I said, doing a lot of these varieties that you guys offer for a really long time. Some of them are my absolute favorites, like those Blue Lake bush beans, and some of them I haven't tried yet. Like you guys have the watermelon varieties, and that one. So I've planted a ton of this stuff. I planted all that before I left home, and I will plant more. And my plan is just to continue succession sowing and seeing how much food can I grow in for all year long. And I mean, that might sound crazy, especially to you guys in North Idaho where I am, or even colder, but you can do it. Growing varieties, the right varieties, is what makes that game changer sort of shift for you. And I'm excited to test out your guys' seeds and see how well they do, and I'm sure they're going to be amazing. I can't wait. I can't wait, honestly, because when I go home, I know we've had so much rain, so that all of the little seeds should be popped up. It's definitely my passion to teach people, and I have learned so many things the hard way. I've read a million garden books, but I really think you could read a million garden books, and if you never get your hands in the garden, it really does you no good. So I've tested things. I've tried every garden method I can find, and putting, making it fail, because then I can fix it, and then I can say, oh, well, if you do this, this is what happened, and then you can fix that. So it makes it easy especially for you guys all moving up to our area who have never gardened. Even if you are an amazing gardener in a zone 7 or 9 or whatever, and you come up and you're like, it's a zone 4 or 5, like it's a totally different ball game. And so teaching people how to garden and how to really get good quality produce out of their backyard. Where can people get your guys' seeds?
So if you go to heirloomsevermore.com and click on start your seed order now, and then at checkout, make sure you use the coupon code EstersEden10, no spaces, EstersEden10. That'll give you 10% off your order. It also gives Esther an affiliate commission for helping spread word about our seeds at no additional cost to you. So you can be supporting all of this.
Yeah, which means I can teach you guys more. And I'll leave all of that information down in the description box for you guys to make it easy, so you know you can go back and find it later. You know you're a homesteader when a chicken plucker graces your living room. I get it. So I thought I'd bring you along here. So these are their meat birds back here in their tractor. The meat birds get a daily move.
Especially bending the conduit to the roof. And so I have videos for how to do all that. So I'm working on getting that. The birds, they'll go back in.
They want their dinner.
Yep. Come on, guys. Come in here.
Heirlooms Evermore is so much more than just a seed company. Tom and Sarah are committed to raising their children, teaching them the value of a life well lived. They are working alongside them, training them to care and tend their animals and their garden. It was a pleasure being on their farm, filming and living life with them for a day. I am excited to watch their garden grow and to see them expand their knowledge in this new growing climate. They're learning herbs and different vegetables and all kinds of things that they can pass on to you. I hope that you will join me in trying out their seeds in your gardens this year.
We got this like 5 weeks or 6 ago. These chickens and then the goose growed.
It was amazing to see their passion for teaching, inventing, and testing out their creations, pushing them to the limits so they can be made better. Their YouTube channel, The Handy Homesteader, is a place that they share these passions. I had the opportunity to learn from Tom himself. He showed me his wood chopping, the Paul Bunyan wood chopper. It was so much fun. I've split wood for a lot of years in my life, and it was so fun to use something totally different. And even his little guy here was excited to teach me how to do it.
So then you can just knock this loose, turn it, put tails on it.
This is for you, Dan. Thank you so much to Heirlooms Evermore Seed Company for inviting me out to your homestead.